Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 48 of the Glory Days podcast. We are back. Finally, a comprehensive win. Oh my God.
Suited and booted, ready to go.
Well, you would have had some of these like good vibes with an episode if we recorded one after Melbourne City, but you know, unfortunately, we got a bit too confident and thought that we were going to do the double away in Victoria. We didn't do that, but now you get to experience us in our full-blown, unadulterated and unapologetic bias.
Okay, no,
and also
check out the.
You
get to witness
Perth
Alex
Glory,
in his
Perth
unadulterated.
Glory.
Keep in mind, Alex had to catch transport.
I've got to wear a suit.
Yeah.
I've got to wear a suit.
Alex had to catch public transport an hour to get here.
The things I do for this club.
Things that we do.
The things I do for this club.
So, Perth Glory won against the Central Coast Mariners 3-0, round 12. As of recording, Glory are currently 7th, albeit there are games that are to be played today that will probably affect our position on the table. But either way, that was about as emphatic a performance at home that I can recall over the last few years, which, is saying a fair bit given how shit we've been. But I actually enjoyed going to the games for once. So
I know.
We'll jump into the fan comments because we had quite a few. Georgie Shandor enjoyer, he said, I don't think I've seen someone drop the shoulder and change speeds as well as Bozanovsky and Diabreu did since Castro, and peak pre-ACL icon genuinely changes the game for us so much. Daniel Fieldgate, we were sharp, disciplined and dominant across the entire pitch from first whistle to the last. Turned our pressure into goals. Tags on the score sheet again is huge. How good is winning? Throw Wales, Kolakovsky and Kaczarski back in and our front line looks awfully potent. Georgie Shandor enjoy again. He said Lawrence has that special gravity around him that opens up the game for everyone else that not many A-League players have ever had. A true joy to watch. Muller, hard to pick faults on the whole. At times in the first half, played very pedestrian and static. Remain unconvinced by Sam Sutton. Great to see Lizalewski and Kazamba get a run. Diabreu, seamless replacement for Freeney. Blessed to have Amos as a luxury sub. Lawrence is god tier.
Bit harsh on Sam Sutton there, I reckon. I thought he had a good game.
Mate, you're the one who gave him like a 6. Okay, we'll get to the player rating.
I did not give him that low.
Yes, you did.
I gave him Sam Sutton.
This is the wrong section.
Sam, you gave him a no. You gave him 7.5. You gave goalkeeper Sutton a 6.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Well, he said Sutton and Sutton. So.
Fairs. Sam Sutton, he said Sam Sutton. Average, he said, that was one of the best games I've ever seen.
Thanks, Average.
Thanks, Average. Lawrence did an amazing job up front, and Diabreu is one of our best youngsters in the midfield. Good on Matt Sutton for providing a clean sheet because I don't like dirty sheets. Thanks, mate. Tom Lawrence fan club.
Right.
We are bloody good at football again. Christine, hard to go past Lawrence. However, Caltac is hitting his strides. Great game by all the players. Well done, guys. You are red hot at the moment. Peter Allen, stress-free win. Assuming Freeney would be a big loss, but Diabreu slotted in and was great. Fitting Amos into the starting 11 in the coming weeks is a must, though. He is such a classy ball carrier. Friday is such a big game for our season. Daniel, the fact we lost without a whimper in Griffo's first game in charge against the same opponent shows how far we've come. Pennington, excellent off the wing, and Lawrence is our new Castro. Tags could have had a hat-trick with his chances. Amos looked rusty off the bench. Tom Sato, respect to the Central Coast Washington Generals for seeing out the game. I would have taken my boots and fucked off about an hour into getting the shit kicked out of me by a 5'0" bloke I've never heard of. Pockle. Pennington left wing experiment must never end.
Yes! Yes! Come on!
Fuck.
Come on!
James Merrin. The fact that we lost to Central Coast Mariners about 8 weeks ago at home when Griffo pretty much first took charge just shows how far we've actually come. He's building something rather special on and off the pitch. Vibe station. Pockle again, he said, we couldn't hold ourselves back from cracking them. What a game. Sean looked good tonight. Lawrence looking a class above, and first half was as good as any I've seen for the last 2 seasons. Lachlan, great game. If I'm to pick on something, it's just that I wish we would have gone neck on the throat and gone for 5 or 6 instead of shutting it down by the 70th minute, but thought we controlled the tempo well. Lawrence's little touches and body movement is elite. Diabreu's class. Jordan, great win. The fans turned up and they got what they wanted. I haven't seen us dominate a game like this since the Popovich era. Hopefully we build off this and can now make a huge case to the league as to why we are top 4 material. Also, I feel bad for you guys having to deal with Alex after Pennington scored. I assume he was being a cocky twat after it went in. Yes, he was. And you can go check out his vlog.
Look at him.
He's dressed in a fucking suit. Jesus.
That's an understatement. Look at this guy.
Cocky twat. Prick.
I'm mogging you right now, Will.
A couple more. James Andrew, tonight's Glory win was like a good meal you want to go for seconds. Tom, I could cry. And Lachlan, Pennington is a winger.
Yes.
All caps.
Yes.
All caps.
Come on.
No.
All caps.
No.
You doubted me.
I still do.
I still do.
I don't
You
know
all
if you
laughed
saw
at
the
me.
I don't know if you saw the presser as well. Like I was like, oh, he's got to be happy with the boys, but he was like, oh, I thought we could have done better. To be honest, I thought the fans deserve more.
I love that because
Yeah,
we
it's
should have.
good.
We should have
No,
got.
I love that as well, but I just think it's funny. To be honest.
He's a good lad. To be fair.
I was speaking to some of the players last night at the members lounge, and I was saying to you boys as well. I said I have a high suspicion that Griffiths is just playing it up for the cameras. Like I just have a feeling.
Yeah.
I asked some of the players in the members lounge about it last night. I won't say who because I don't want to get him in trouble.
Yeah.
But I was just like, is Griffo actually like that, or is he like doing it to this? And they're just like, look, not all the time, but like he's fucking weird.
I think we can see that. Yeah.
He seems like a nice guy.
Yes,
does.
a very pleasant individual.
So can we start with some initial thoughts on the game? Because as we were saying before, that was
I thought
again.
Pennington had a fantastic.
Shut the fuck up.
Alex,
I'll
Shut
let
up,
yours
Alex.
that way.
you can go first. 'Cause look at you.
You all laughed at me.
How much did that
Well,
actually
I have
cost,
to
by the
say,
way?
No, you
you're
gotta
not
do-
laughing
it's
now,
the-
are you?
I mean,
Dad's
firstly,
suit.
I know I was
This is Dad's
saying this
suit.
earlier, but I reckon Griffiths used our podcast from last week as fuel for the players pre-game.
Yep.
When I said to Tags he wasn't in good form, I genuinely was very, very happy to see him get on the score sheet.
I think we all were.
Yeah,
Just
of course you
saying.
were.
No, well,
I said last week you give him a chance like Suleimani had and he'll score.
No,
He got less of a chance and he still scored.
he had far more chances.
Not as clear cut as a chance as
Oh my
Suleimani had.
God.
That
He
one-on-one.
had enough. The frequency of chances he was getting last night, like that was
And
what we want from.
how many
Anyway,
goals?
we're
and-
happy for
stop.
Tags.
How many goals has he got?
Sorry,
How many goals has he got?
currently 2
Yeah. How many Suleimani got?
donuts.
No, this isn't the
many
comparison
stars
saying
is Sul-
Suleimani's better than Taggart.
No, well, apparently we were saying that they're on the same level because if you give Taggart that same chance that he had against Victory. Well,
Don't worry, Will. Now that he's
No,
scored a
it
goal
was-
against the Mariners, he now infinitely
Yeah.
scores
No,
those
it was-
1v1s
it was that
because
we
he
were-
doesn't score those
No,
on
but to
last
be
week's
fair-
form, but this week's form.
Yeah,
No,
no,
but to be
this
fair,
was-
your argument in that Taggart wasn't getting enough good service beforehand, so we can't
Correct.
really say if he was actually that bad or whatever.
Correct.
Well, he was getting service and he was getting found frequently throughout the game, especially in the first half.
And he
where,
scored.
Oh well, yeah.
I will say
Well,
that
he
I
could have come
was-
away with more than.
I
one.
was not
Everyone
overly
could've.
impressed with Taggart's. I was not overly impressed with Taggart's finishing this game.
Okay, no, but he still scored.
He did score.
He did score.
I mean,
was a really nice
As a
goal.
team, we could have had 5
so
or 6.
Will, some overall thoughts on the game.
I wasn't overly impressed with Pennington's finishing.
Will, overall thoughts, buddy.
Very good. Like I don't really have many words other to say. It was just a very good performance all round. I think we could all talk about the attacking perspective on it, but when's the last time we were winning a game so comfortably and we shut another team out with really good ball movement?
I don't think we have.
Sterling Macedonia.
Right.
Doesn't count.
I don't remember the last time I'd watched like a passing play.
Yep.
And like it was like the last 5 minutes of the game, the quick passes behind the back, lobbing it up to the wings, going back to the centre backs. It was just really smart, structured football.
Mm.
Even like I just haven't seen that from Perth in years. Like it was just such a professional way to win 3-0.
Mm.
Like it wasn't a scary 3-0. It wasn't like a sucker punch 3-0. Central Coast had nothing the whole game.
Mm.
Like it was probably the most convincing win I've seen in years. There was no doubt in my mind the whole game that we had it because there was just nothing on that the other team could do.
That's
so
fair.
it was
Alex?
great.
It's really good performance. I echo that sentiment, but I think we were mostly just saying last night, like, we've had good performances, and we
Yeah.
were saying this to Stan in the members' lounge as well. Like, we've had good performances, and he mentioned Auckland last season in particular.
Mm.
But
This was
when is the last time that we've seen consistently
Who
over?
mentioned Auckland?
Stan?
Yeah,
Because we were talking about how this is the best performance that we've had
At
in
home.
maybe 4 or 5
Yeah.
years, and he said, "I think the closest thing that we've had recently is Auckland." And I said,
Auckland was a fluke.
That was a
No.
fluke.
But I said, in terms of great wins, yes. But in terms of like
Actual team
dominance,
dominance,
Yeah.
team
I-
performance.
Actually,
I've-
like we deserve to through and through win.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
there was no doubt anyone's
like
gonna
I'd
back
say,
Perth
I'd
win.
say, in terms of like a full 90, like we fucking killed them.
Mm.
Yeah.
The only things that would probably be on par with this would have been Adelaide. towards the end of
4-1.
last year.
But even
Yeah.
Adelaide,
But,
got a
e-
little
but
bit
even
fluky.
then, yeah.
Adelaide was just because the season was done.
Yeah,
No one
exactly.
had anything to play for.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. Like
This is
the only
different.
the only
This-
other
this
games I
means
can think of.
something.
Yeah.
This is when we're still competing for stuff. Like
Even
this-
under Stadge, I don't remember games that we dominate for a full 90.
We-
Like we'd
we
have
never-
games that we
we
looked,
never did.
And-
we'd have games where we looked clearly the better side, but we wouldn't dominate for a
Absolutely.
full 90.
And there was no I can't look back at what the Mariners did. Like with the Wanderers game that we won 1-0. There's a couple chances there we go on another day the Wanderers scored that, and it's just unlucky to hit the bar or whatever. There was no chances that Mariners had where I'm like, oh, if they had scored that one, there was nothing. Like they had 10 shots, but there was no.
I can
chances
only
where I was like, oh, you could have scored that. And then
Probably
again.
DiPizzio's one from the edge of the box, that'd be
but
it
that
for
wasn't
me.
even edge of the bar. That was a 25-yard shot on the
Yeah.
swivel
Like
from a
nothing-
shit
yeah,
angle.
that's-
And then on top of that, you had Sabat and yours header that went over the bar, and then there was the shot from, I don't even remember who shot it, but Caltac blocked it, and then that was
Yeah.
it.
That was it. There was nothing where I'm like,
That
oh,
was
that was
it.
a gilt edge chance. If they just
Yeah,
scored that
exactly.
one, I was like, oh, like
Josh, thoughts on the game?
I mean,
wakey.
what, mate? We were up till 1 a.m. By the way,
We were.
I dropped Alex at Claysbrook Station at 1 a.m. Because this is the first time I've seen Glory play this way since Popper, I'd say. Obviously, we saw a little bit of it against City, but to actually play like that at home, and I know it's Mariners. I know people, you could write it off and say, oh, but they're last. But no, like we genuinely dominated through and through the whole game, not just 30 minutes of the game, the start of the game, 15 minutes. Like we dominated the whole game. And every single player, obviously a few had their faults, but we still kept a clean sheet. I thought
Fucking hell.
I thought every player had their part, and it was just a great performance.
Yeah, I think because it was really complete, and these were games over the past few years where it's like, okay, you're playing one of the worst teams in the competition. You should be flogging the fuck out of them at home.
Yeah.
And I was sort of like half expecting it to be so typical if it's just like a 1-1 or like we
Yeah.
somehow find a way to lose. But there's clearly been evolution since Griff has taken charge. Like thinking back to that game that we had against the Mariners early in the season, 37 crosses. Mariners have a freak goal that they score from the edge of the box, and we have no idea on how to break them down.
Yeah.
And then this one was a totally different story. I think, because I agree with aspects of, I think it was Muller who was saying that there were times in the first half where we were a bit too static in possession. But then when we could go quick, and particularly with our fullbacks, when we could look to transition and attack them with speed, they were fucking clueless. And look, we probably do have to have that natural caveat for the Mariners, in that I think defensively they were abominable just with their shape. Just the amount of space they were giving Tom Lawrence throughout the whole game was...
And even Amos, you remember when he came on?
Yeah.
Because their pressing structure went to shit. I think they were just all over the place, and it's a credit to the Glory players for actually, one, recognising the space, and two, exploiting it as well as we did for probably 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Because then obviously once the subs started to come in, that's when I think we lost our edge. But in terms of a complete performance,
Yeah, when
and a
Tommy
clean
went
sheet,
off, that was obviously
that was when it started to drop down a little bit. Yeah. But
I genuinely think, in terms of approach to that game, I feel like the first game against the Mariners, we sort of rushed it a bit too much when we were in possession. Because obviously you can't really score goals unless you have the ball. But I honestly preferred that more sort of static style of build-up, just like taking it slow, moving it about,
And
shifting
looking for that moment to go quick.
shifting their
Yeah,
defensive
yeah.
line, and then when you find that space,
Go.
that's when you go. I think the key component to last night's game as well, Diabreu, everything was coming through him in terms of playing out from the back. Bozza did fantastic as well, absolute workhorse in the midfield. But Diabreu was doing really well to sort of drop, play that bounce pass,
Wasn't
or
afraid
turn
to
into
go-
or
to
turn into
break lines
space
as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he didn't do heaps in terms of his playmaking in terms of hitting
No.
great passes, but it was either a bounce pass, a switch pass
Keep
to the
the
other
tempo
fullback,
going,
or turn,
shuffle.
play to Bozza,
Yep.
and then move. And I thought he played that role perfectly.
Yep.
He genuinely looked like that was a sort of like Juande type performance in which you sort of, you get him on the ball, he does his job, and he moves. And you don't really need too much more from him in terms of like incredible passing range, because it's just like that's not what he's here for. He's here to transition us from this area of the field to that area of the field. And he did incredibly well.
I think so. I think he did, yeah. So we'll touch on the lineup. So there were a couple changes. So Will Freeney was out. He had a slight muscle issue during the week, and then he picked up COVID, the poor bastard.
Yes, he got COVID.
But he'll
In the Big 26.
Yeah, he got
in the
COVID.
Big
Wow.
26. he
got the
COVID.
Rona.
How did he
But he'll
manage
be
that?
back for next week. And then Aaron Suleimani dropped to the bench, and then in came Gio Diabreu and Adam Taggart. What did we think of the lineup? Were we happy with it, or was it? What did we think?
I mean, I think it was our best lineup available.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I was a bit, and I okay.
Oh,
I know he scored, right? And
You didn't think Taggart should start? That's crazy, man. Honestly,
Okay.
Will.
you were defending him last week as well.
Shut up.
Wow.
And to be fair, he was on the left, but he didn't play the left winger role. Like
Oh.
Traditional.
he didn't play traditional.
No.
Starts made a lot more runs in behind, making that pacey.
Yep.
Whereas Pano was just kind of like playing on the line of where the defense was, waiting to make those runs in behind quickly, not having to run on the wing and do all that stuff, which he can't do.
Yep.
So he's much more effective in like a playmaker on the left and letting Sutton make those pacey runs in behind.
Mm.
So originally when I saw that, I was like, oh, we're still doing Pennington at left wing, brilliant. But the way he was played was different to the
Yep.
point where I was like, okay, I can handle that kind of Pennington.
Yep.
But apart from that, it was our strongest lineup. I was a bit skeptical on Diabreu, but he had a fantastic game. So I don't mind seeing him in the starting lineup for the rest of the season now, if that's how
I was a bit skeptical of some of the players on the bench as well.
Well, we don't really have.
Oh yeah, Gabby didn't deserve to be there.
That's a bit harsh.
No, I wasn't referring to that. I was more so referring to like Jab not being there mainly.
Yeah, he was talking about people that aren't there.
Yeah.
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 that blur?
I didn't think Gabby looked that horrible when he came on. I
A
mean,
bit rusty, but yeah.
a bit rusty.
You can't
but like,
blame him.
No,
It's
but
the
I more
time.
mean like I don't think he deserved over some other.
Such as
we've got lots of injuries at the moment. If Didalitza was available, I
Oh,
probably
we already
would've
had
said, yeah.
Soleimani on the bench. Why didn't we bring like Labib on the bench? I know we had.
What would be
Tabby.
the point though? Because it's like, you know, you've already got Foxy that's on the bench. I just think it's, as we sort of said a few podcast episodes ago, that there are going to be players that
no
just
Josh
going to be
Risdon.
unlucky. Yeah, and
That was a big one. That was a very
and
big one.
Griff was
No
asked
Brandon
about that.
O'Neill as well.
Because Griff was asked, and it was like, "What's the update on Risdon?" And he was like, "Well, he was available for selection, so clearly just wasn't selected."
Yeah,
So I think we're seeing
Brano
that
as well.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing that.
No,
point.
Brano said he had a calf injury.
Oh, did he have a calf
Yeah,
injury?
he's on the
he's
injury
been
list.
injured.
Yeah, he's
Gotcha,
injured.
gotcha.
So I think we're seeing that evolution of the team, and I think we're now seeing a settled team as well. That's a big thing. I think without, in the sense of the back four, we're seeing a settled back four. I think.
Oh yeah, this is the
Yeah.
back four.
and
Like we know our starting 11.
Yeah.
and it's pretty
Yeah.
clear. And I thought our fullbacks in particular, I thought Shamoon in the first half had some really good moments when he was able to drive infield and receive
Yeah.
those combinations every now and again.
The inverted wing back.
Now we're starting to see a little bit of that Sarri ball that fucking I was expecting to see from Griffin. Now we're starting to see.
I mean, he name dropped Sari and then
Sarri,
we're starting to get
Spalletti, Sampaoli, and it's like, when are we going to see this? And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, we're going to see it for this game.
he just really likes coaches with names starting with S.
The next minute, who's your next influence? Alan Stajic.
Yeah. I genuinely think that we looked really. I think one of the biggest conversations we do have to have though, in terms of like what our strongest starting lineup is, because I think pretty much everyone will be able to point to what they'd say the best back four is, because we've seen what the
Easily,
best back four is.
yeah.
We know our first choice goalkeeper is. We know roughly what the best choice front four is in terms of, you know, Tags, Lawrence, and then fully fit you have
JK and Wales.
You have to pick two out of JK, Wales, and Despo.
Yep.
But two of those three gets into your front four.
Yep.
The biggest question for me is
The
defensive midfield.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
we have so many different profiles there, which is fantastic because you sort of have a player for every sort of game situation.
Yep.
You need to close out games. You need to have a player who's more composed in possession, or maybe just creates a bit more of that attacking spark. You have Luke Amos there. You need just dogs in the midfield that are just going to fucking work and hunt. You've got Bozza. You got.
I mean, we were playing
You want
Amos
someone-
as a 10.
Yeah.
Well, when he came
Let
on,
me
that was a bit
finish. Let
surprising.
me finish.
Yeah.
That was a bit surprising.
when he came on, because obviously Tom wasn't
Yeah,
there.
and then
Yeah,
he got dropped back when
Yeah.
Soleimani came on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even with Will Franey as well, just provides a completely different
Definitely.
profile in terms of ball carrying,
in my
terms
in my
of
opinion,
rotation.
the-
It
the-
just works so well.
the double pivot in the midfield, in my opinion, it's going to be a question of Bozza and who.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah,
with
it's
that.
just Bozanovsky and who. There is no like question
Who?
about Bozza's spot.
Mm.
I just think it's going to be between. Obviously, you got Will, you've got Amos.
G.
Yeah, like it's a headache.
Mm.
It must be a
Sorry,
massive
But it's a
headache.
good one
Can
for
It's
we-
a great headache.
Can we
but-
not call Giovanni
getting
Diabreu
flashbacks to-
G, because we've had two players that we called G and both of them didn't work out. Okay. Let's not
No, but
start
to
with
be-
this
but
fucking
it's
revision.
Oi! But to be fair, I thought, just the way
He
that
slides, tackles the goalkeeper. He's done.
no, I loved how aggressive he was. Diabreu.
And good aggressive, not even like, oh, don't do that, mate.
Yeah.
The tackles are perfect.
Well,
That double tackle
the
that he
double
did that
tackle.
set up the
Yeah.
chance for us.
Tags.
Yeah, set up the
Brilliant.
target chance that he nearly scored.
Yeah.
Oh my days! I was.
That's a
Mate, I was
that's
on
a
my feet.
die for the badge player right there, and I love that.
That's just
But
die for the game.
because
Yeah,
it
true.
just shows that we've got an academy that has the capacity to develop good players that
Yeah.
are ready. Because we saw it with Despo, we saw it with Pierman.
And
I don't think we've had this many young players come through,
In a
good
long-
young
Not
players
this many.
in a long time.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
young
I'd agree with
players.
that. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
normally it's like one here, one there. You
Yeah.
get like a Jacob Italiano, and then you sort of like trailer for a bit, and then you get a
Daniel
a
Benny.
Daniel Benny, and then you trailer, and
Yeah.
then a Jalen Pearman, and
Yeah.
then you trailer. Like this consistent flow just
Yeah.
hasn't happened in so long. And then you look at all the guys that have come through now. Trent Osler, very serviceable squad option.
I think they've always
Jack-
been there, but they just haven't had the right guidance.
I think so.
Environment,
But
that's the
what,
big
what,
one.
what I'm also interested, what I find interesting is that as someone who watched pretty much every game of our NPL team last season,
Yep.
guys like Gio Diabreu,
Yeah.
you could tell he had some quality about him. You could tell he was really good. And he
Same
did
with
that
Sam.
touring camp with Bayern Munich as
Yeah,
well.
that's right. Yep.
But you see these guys like Diabreu, like Freeney when he was coming through,
Yep.
like Labib, like,
Yep.
all these guys that are coming through.
Yeah.
And you say, they've got a bit of quality about them. They look quite good. But then that question is like, do they make it at A-League level? Or maybe a few appearances here and there. But like, do they make it through?
Yeah.
But then they come onto the stage and they seemingly perform better
Yep.
at A-League level than they do at
Yes.
NPL level, which is crazy to me. Because especially Jalen Pearman. I know in the NPL, Jalen Pearman was playing a bit of a deeper role, so
So
we
you
didn't really
pushed him at
stand
a
out
10,
as much.
Yeah.
But once we pushed him up, he was genuinely up there with probably our best players at the end of last season,
Hey,
if not our best player.
Shout
at the
out
end of last season.
to Joe Heath, who's with the 23s.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, this is
Doing a great job.
we can't talk about this without, I think, giving some plaudits to the new ownership group, because they said that one of their big things when they first came in was to really reconstruct
Yep.
the MPL system.
Yep.
And it's been about just over nearly 2 years now.
Nearly 2 years. Yeah,
nearly 2 years, and they've done a fantastic
and
job.
to,
with
and,
it.
and to be
Yeah.
fair, the whole idea of having a 23s, a 20s, and then you got the district model where you've got
Yeah.
base in the north, base in the central, and then you got the
Yeah.
southern areas. That it's a good idea, and I think it'll only
It's
help
working.
raise the standard of players that we develop.
It is fantastic to have it feels like a little gold mine right now, just random players that you can just kind of
100%.
pick out of
Gotta
the
Bro,
use it.
in the off season, we're going to make so much money.
Well, if we do it-
Bonatig
if-
is
if-
selling for
if-
Bonatig is a $2.9
Yeah.
million
Yeah.
player.
yes,
If you
we were
if you
saying
get,
that to the club hierarchy.
mate,
Don't
if you
accept anything less
Bozza
than 3.
between Bozza, Diabreu, Freeney, and Labib, that's 10 mil plus. I'm sorry. I'm
Should be
sorry.
in today's market.
That's fucking
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, we'll start on the game now. So, I thought we started really strongly. Again, just the Mariners, they were like, what the fuck has just hit us? Because the way that we were attacking, we have not attacked that efficiently or effectively at home in a long time.
Yeah.
Pennington had that chance 3 minutes in. So it was initially Lawrence's shot, comes out to Bozza. Bozza tries to curl it, and then I forgot who it deflected off. I think Penno was onside.
yeah.
Might have been a bit iffy.
I thought
No, he was
off.
onside. I'm willing to say that because that means he missed.
Oh, shut.
Yeah.
No, I thought Taggart got a little touch on it, because if he did, that means Penno was offside.
Mm.
I thought Taggart
think
just
it
got the
was just an air
slightest touch.
But yeah, so he had that, and then we were just starting to build into the game really well. Like there was the free kick where I think Lawrence found, was it a free kick or a corner where it was Tags who had the header and he just missed?
Free kick
Free kick
from
yeah.
deep, swung it in, and then
And
Taggart
it
with
was-
the diving header.
Yeah, and we were just slowly getting there. We had Diabreu who had the volley from the edge of the box that Redmayne tipped over. And then, 24 minutes in, Pennington scored. And the way that we worked that goal, because I watched a few replays of it back after I got home, and I was like, that was a really well-constructed goal, because you had Bozanovsky, who was kind of in that right channel, just inside the Mariners' half, finds Osler very quickly, and then he finds Shamoon. And this was all pretty much two-touch football. Now, look, when you watch the replay back, you'll see that the Mariners were quite stretched, and their defensive organisation was a disaster.
Oh, it was just it was
like
awful.
it was like Adelaide last season, but
it was like a training session. It felt like sometimes
it was too easy.
Yeah,
It was way too easy.
Yeah,
So
4-0 win last week as well.
Yeah.
Well, how should it Adelaide?
This league is, and we lost it. This league is weird, man.
This league is
the
piss take.
Yeah. So, Bozza found Osler, head up, Shamoon. I don't know what the fuck he was doing inverted, but, you know, he found himself there and managed to do really well. 2-touch, bang. And we haven't really scored many prior to the Melbourne City game.
Yeah. That
We're
seems to
now-
be a thing. We're getting to the bar
Cutbacks,
line.
a lot of
cutbacks,
cutbacks. And on that right side, I think we're
cutback
doing it
FC,
really
yeah.
well in particular. And Pennington,
This
finish.
This is what we were saying as well,
Toast.
because we mentioned it a lot with Sam Sutton's, you know, signing and inclusion in the side that, you know, you have that inside winger off the left-hand side,
Yes.
allows Sutton to get forward to whip in those crosses.
And we sort of
We've
saw that in
almost seen more.
pre-season.
Yeah, exactly. But we've almost seen just as much, if not more, productivity out of
I
Shamoon.
think we've seen
Whi-
more,
which
More for sure.
begs the question as to who is going to be that guy off that right side that is sort of going to be able to operate in that inside area and give Shamoon that space that he needs.
I don't think so. I don't think we need.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry. Right, yeah.
Jaden Kacharski, to me, is just the perfect option for that. As a guy that can operate slightly on the inside, probably prefers to operate in that area closer to goal, closer to where his best position in my eyes is, as sort of like that hybrid 9 and 10.
Yep.
Gives him a lot more space to sort of get next to Taggart, allows Lawrence to maybe sit a little deeper closer
Yeah.
to the midfield and have an extra play to play through, and allows Shamoon to actually get forward. Because from what I saw last night, at least with the way that that Osler was sort of working to provide Shamoon a bit more space,
Yep.
sometimes we were even getting close to it being more like a I don't know how to describe it, but almost like having a 4
Yeah.
in defense, but having the double pivot and then Lawrence inside and then Osler tucking in next to Tags in some occasions.
I think Will's asleep.
Huh?
Wake up, buddy.
No, sorry, no. The Panthers and Rams are playing right now.
The who?
The who? What?
NFL.
Yeah.
The Panthers
So
and
I'm
Rams.
checking the score.
No, but
I've got to
I
check
was just,
my
I was just,
gridiron
but I was wanting
football.
to say something
Shut
about
up.
Shamoon because I might put it up, but his heat map. I'll just
There's too many stats in the world.
fuck you, Griff. I love my stats. No, but what I was going to say
That's a
was
clip
is
right
the some of the areas that Shamoon was.
Shamoon actually has.
I was gonna be. I'm trying to be nice.
No. I want to see.
No, it's so he was having a lot of because I'll show you Alex. Right, you saw it.
I saw it.
Will, come and have a look. See. Have a look at where he was and like how high he was getting up and just outside the box.
Yeah.
So that I don't know if this is like a new thing with our fullbacks where we want Shamoon to come inside a little bit more while the winger stays out wide a little bit more, like we saw with Pennington's goal. But either way,
It makes sense because Trent can also defend. So if Shamoon gets caught out,
yeah, then you got Trent
then you got
on the
Trent
cover.
that can track back
Exactly.
and cover.
But I thought
I'd imagine that would be what they'd kind of look to do with Lockie Wales.
I was
as
going to say
well then,
Lockie's
that's-
perfect for that
Yeah.
because he can play both.
but there's lots of options that
Yeah.
we can do. But just again,
Yeah.
some thoughts on Pennington's goal.
I mean, it was a beautiful finish, you know. I don't
Absolutely
know.
gorgeous, mate.
I
Goal
mean,
of the season.
I'm happy for him because I did on last week's episode call him shit at left wing.
Yeah, jeez.
I don't think he's a shit player. He nearly had a second actually. Remember that?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was just a tap in.
Great finish, a great.
I mean,
tap in.
yeah, this
I
is.
wouldn't say a tap in.
I think no matter who you play at left wing, like it was a really good. It was a composed finish. You know,
Yes.
he didn't overthink it. Perhaps a younger, more inexperienced player would have
Blazes
panicked a little
it
bit
over
and
a-
they just sky it.
Probably.
I don't think he missed that, Will.
Hey,
I don't think he
I
missed
think
that,
Adam
Will.
Taggart misses that.
okay.
No,
I've seen young players miss those kinds of
Yeah.
shots before because they get so excited that the ball's just is golden chance. And it goes, "Oh."
Me?
Yeah, for me.
Huh?
Yeah. So it was a great composed finish. You know, all he really had to do was get it on target and keep it low, and don't give it a savable height for Redmayne because you know if it's anywhere near like his body height, there's a chance he can reach across. But like,
His teammates did all the work.
it was great positioning,
Yep.
and he got lucky to get to him because it was a ball that was going to the box. But yeah,
It's nice that we're scoring those goals though.
yeah. In order to be a decent striker and finisher, you need to be able to poach. And
Oh, he's
be
a
in the right
striker now, is he?
positions. Yes, Alex.
an attacker.
An attacker. Whatever.
left
you want.
winger.
He's an attacker. Don't. Yeah, no. You need to know how to get to those positions to get those goals. He really positioned himself
Yep.
well. Good finish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex is
Pennington can play any
No.
position.
Oh
I'm
my
confident that
God.
Pennington could come into the studio and
This
do
is
your
really-
job.
No, in all seriousness, no. Though I am happy for him. Well
I'm
done.
very happy.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yep.
He scored.
I've been
for
proven
Perth.
right yet
yeah.
again.
So yeah.
Be an own goal. I'd be happy with the guy who scored the own goal.
Taggart, I think for Taggart in this game, especially in the first half, it was only a matter of when he was going to get that goal because it was just
Don't switch up now.
No. All I'm saying is it was building up because
I hate Adam Taggart. I want him to leave.
because it leads on nicely to again Diabreu. He was outstanding and he had that, as you were saying before, that slide tackle in two slide tackles almost instantaneously that led to the long shot that he had where Lawrence was very unlucky not to tap at home.
I needed that Gio Diabreu 3-year contract announcement like
now.
Yesterday, bro.
Yeah.
I needed it yesterday.
And then obviously
Do it now.
And not on a
before-
scholarship because I want to get money for him if we
No,
sell
there's
him.
no. You
But
can get money for scholarship.
You get money on a scholarship regardless.
And
It
how
just
did Jalen go?
because he was on a 1-year deal.
yeah.
They got him on
His
his
contract
length.
expired at the end of
Oh,
the
that's
season. We just
right.
got compensation payouts because
Yeah.
he's been with us. for
Also,
so long.
before Taggart's goal, I think it was before Taggart's goal, he took like a long ping from outside the box. You
was
remember
it.
that?
Yes, yeah, that was
Yeah.
on about. Yeah, so
That's like the first time like we're starting to see glimpses of Taggart from Stad's season. Like we're starting to get Taggart back. You know.
yeah.
I was so worried that before that first goal, all the missed chances, I was like, yeah, it's going to be one of these games, isn't it? It's going to be one of these.
Was that
I've
Lawrence
seen
one
this
where he hit
before.
the post and then hit Redmayne on the
Oh
corner?
my!
Fucking hell.
Bro,
To
the
be fair,
pace
I
on
wanted to
that.
say
Yeah.
because I don't know if that's on the talking points. That was so well worked by Lawrence. Gets over, just puts the body into the
Yep.
guy, drops him on his ass,
Yep.
takes it around him while he's falling on the floor,
Yep.
and then just cannons a half volley into the post. That's not unfortunate enough. It then deflects off of Redmayne's fucking ass and then loops back over the bar. I'm like, you've got to be shitting me, man.
It just felt like I was like, fuck, this can't be one of those games where we actually attack well, and then it's like we don't come away from the first half in particular with just more than one on the board.
It could have easily been 5-0.
should have been, and
it
then
should have been 5
and
in the
then
first half.
Tags,
End of the game, we should have had at least like
Tags-
7.
He finally got his moment. So for as much as it was hoofball, Pennington did well to bring it down, and then he found Lawrence and then Tags. It was all very quick, but it was good football, and it was kind of like one of those Stadge moments where it was just chaos ball in the box, and
Yeah.
I'm really happy for Tags because I hope from here now he kicks on, and now we can find him a lot more in the box because he's getting more shots. Because that was an issue that I had in the few games that he came off the bench for, and even in those games against Sydney and briefly with Adelaide, I think.
And if it means we have to hammer him on the pod, you know, I'm
No,
all
but it's just like
Who's we?
when he get what.
me and James.
But when he gets, he needs more service. That's the big thing, and it's something that we've been saying for a long time. And it's like those kind of moments for Tags where he's in the box and gets a shot off. That's the Tags that was really influential, particularly in that Stadge season. And now with Lawrence really going,
we're starting to get that fully fit squad that we wanted to
so
see.
it should realistically, in theory,
January,
only
by the
mean
way.
that we go to another level because after the first half, we had 18 shots, 5 on target, 6 big chances, an XG of 2.44, which is almost unheard of for our standards.
Especially in one half.
In one half. So that was just
That's
about
like
as
one season worth of numbers.
Yeah.
about as dominant a first half display as I think I can remember.
Oh yeah, did we end up getting 36 shots on target, James?
No.
On target, no. But
Sorry, 36
I think
shots.
The last 20 minutes
James said at
For anyone who
halftime,
doesn't
we're on
understand
track to
that
get
reference.
36
It was 18.
Yeah, we had 18 at the end of the first half, and James looks at it and he's just like,
Oh, we
lads,
should get 36
lads,
shots off
we're
by
on
the
track
end
to
of the
get
game.
36 shots here this game. And I'm like, James,
I mean, he's technically
that's
right.
no, but
No.
just saying no because that's not how it works, Will. You need
Well,
to
we
take
scored
into
2 in the
account
first half, so
exponential
technically we should
growth
have
in
won
target.
4-0.
Well, it would have been nice to see us like put our foot on the throat and just go, fully. But
So how many
And
did
how
we
many
have in the
shots
end?
did we have, James?
Well, we had
like 6 or 7.
Total.
we had 22 in the end. Yeah. No, but yeah,
We had 4 shots in the second half.
yeah, we dropped off massively in the second half. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Fell off.
Big time. But
Did Lawrence's one count as a shot?
No, it didn't count as
yeah,
a shot.
oh, it did.
It did?
It did.
It shouldn't have.
Well, it did. So we might as well touch on it.
Well, I suppose it has to be a shot.
the
Tommy, tell
Olympico.
us if you meant that or not.
The Olympico.
He said on the interview that, of course I did. That's apparently what he did. He went, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, of course I meant that.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yes.
Thoughts on
It
that
was
goal?
all according to plan.
I didn't react when it went in. I just
You
wanted
were
to
a bit
I was
stunned.
Because we were sitting up from the stands, we were like, I think we paused for like,
Wait, did we even do Taggart's
It
goal?
took me a
didn't
minute.
co- we covered it briefly,
Huh?
but we sort of just glossed over. Yeah, we did. We did cover
Did you want to have any thoughts on the target goal?
Yeah, brilliant finish.
Shut the fuck up, James and Josh.
Yeah.
it. Shut your fucking mouth.
yeah, we were looking up from the stand, and it took me a minute to like process what happened.
I just got to
like,
sat there going,
What?
I've got.
He's
I've got,
done that?
I've got Will's for anyone who wants to see Will's reaction. Check out my match day
Back
vlog
full
when it goes.
podcast.
up.
I was just like
Should be a light
shaking my
button
head.
when
I
it
was like,
goes
what?
up. Will's
going on?
just there, just.
for about 2 minutes, I'm just like, what just happened? I've never seen one like in person before. I've never seen one.
The only one I've ever seen in person is one that got scored in a game that I was playing in.
Oh,
and I was just
for your team or
yes, but this was back in like under 13.
oh, right, okay,
And then I loved how he was just standing there, pure aura. Just
yeah,
He's like, I'm him.
yeah.
Yeah. But to be fair, it's like he is now mounting a case for the Johnny Warren.
Johnny Warren should be mounting a case for the Tom Lawrence medal.
He is
Made
the
that
best
joke.
player in the league at the moment.
Yeah, but that's the
100%.
thing. Is I can't
Yeah.
name any player that's playing better than him at this point in time. Because he's now equal. Well, there's a lot of players that are on 5 goals at the moment, but he's in the hunt for the Golden Boot. This is the player that he actually is. Yeah, 5 goals scored.
Boy, this league, man.
This league is crazy, but this is the player that we thought we were going to get, and he's been outstanding.
He's being surrounded by such greats as Nicholas Virgos and Max Caputo.
Yeah, and Sam Cosgrove. No, but again, on Tom Lawrence, it's like, he's a class player, and he was really in the mood, especially in the first half, I felt. Just the way that he was linking up with all the players, the space that Mariners were giving him was a joke. It's like, did you guys not understand that this guy is a class player?
You can just look at him and see like, oh, this guy's just another level above everyone else. And like, you're like, how's he? He could be playing in Europe right now.
This handsome, like.
How have we pulled this guy?
Yeah, no,
How have we signed him?
Doesn't make any sense.
Right. Bro, he's joint top goal scorer in the league.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Who else is joined up with him?
Eze, Lachlan Brook, Rose, Caputo, Virgos.
And it took him a while to get going. So he's,
Harrison Sawyer.
Bro.
Harrison Sawyer.
yeah, it took Lawrence a bit to get going. So he's played a few less games as well.
Yeah, but this is the thing. It's like there's probably more levels for Tom to hit, which is scary.
He's 12 games into the season, and the highest goal scorer in the league is 5.
Yeah, well, we have seen like a 20% drop in goals scored.
No, I
Like,
know,
as a
but like
league.
as a league, but there's no it's not even like 0.5 goals a game from anyone in the league. It's less than half a goal a
I
game
know.
from someone. Like,
Because the league is so like tight and competitive and just like defensively well structured that like
No, it's because we've got,
impossible to score.
okay, this is controversial, but we've got too many teams like their way of making it to the top is just parking the bus.
it's not controversial.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Because it's like I
But
had.
there's parking the
I'm
bus.
going to be
and then there's
controversial,
just-
you guys.
There's parking the bus, and then there's just strong defensive
But
structure.
then, like, obviously,
there's a difference between
no, hold on.
Auckland.
No, but the thing is,
yeah,
results
guys, hold
are
on.
result. Like at the end of the day, the results are good, but it doesn't make an entertaining.
Well,
league.
let's put it this way. I think the league's attacking play has because I had a bitch about it because I was watching the Victory Wanderers game and Wanderers.
Unlucky, mate. I'm very
Yeah,
sorry
I know.
to
So
watch
yeah,
that.
Oh, that
so
was
and that was the thing. So Wanderers had their penalty, and then Victory just they were trying to break down the Wanderers for most of the game, and I was like, fuck, this will be what happens for the Mariners game. That's what I felt leading into it, where it's like, okay, it's gonna be one of those games where Mariners sit back and, geez, I don't really know if we know how to break it down, but we had a lot of the ball, and look, obviously second half we were a little bit more shit, but we were. I think we weren't as potent. We weren't as potent, and because Griff was, I completely agree. We should have looked to have gone for the kill and really looked to boost our goal difference when we had the opportunity to.
Yeah, that's fair. Which is what I was saying, to be fair. So me and Griff, like,
Same wavelength, yeah. But that's the thing. It's like it's good to see some. It's good. But this is the thing. So leading into this game at home, we had 3 goals scored at home in 6 games,
yeah.
and then we just fine.
doubled it.
Yeah. But
Which means that next week we should end up with 6 goals to take it to 12, and then the week
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
12 goals.
that's how the maths
24
work.
and
No, but
6.
because that's going to be interesting because we'll eventually touch on it, the Brisbane preview. But
Oh god,
yeah,
I feel like this is either gonna break my heart.
we'll touch on it a little bit later. But just I just thought Mariners, they were embarrassingly bad defensively. I mean, I don't know what the hell happened to their structure, but for us to
structure?
what structure for us to attack as well as we did. Probably could have made it 4 or 5 in the second half. I think
Yeah.
Kazamba, he had that chance where probably would have loved to have had it again.
That's a right back, man.
Yeah.
Do you have any relationship with your structure?
No.
What's
a
a
structure?
Amos probably could have had one. The edge of the
It's
box.
not what I
right?
heard when he was playing.
No. Well,
Look, there's your goat, Josh. Look what he's just done. And he's like,
no. Well, it probably could have had one from that one that he had at the edge of the box. But I just think when he was played as a 10, I was like, it's not really his role. It's not really where it's supposed to
I
be.
will say, James does get very involved in it when the games are actually on, but you people don't know how frustrating it is as a match day vlogger to have to cut out 30% of my footage and clips because I'll be recording a perfectly good clip, really good passage of play, and then James would go, "He's fucking shit, he is. I've had enough of it." I'm not going to say who that's
It's
about.
the bipolar.
He does it about everyone though, so I can't even like.
I did say equal opportunist on your on your thing. I'm pretty sure.
I thought.
Yeah, because you just
Anyway.
like, every time
Everyone
someone
gets
does anything.
abused.
Oh, there was another one where we were like starting a really nice counter attack, and then like Amos plays like a sideways pass, and we go for it.
yeah.
But he plays a sideways pass, and James just goes, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
Play it because I think it was either Tags or Suleimani had made a run, but that was the thing. We had so many opportunities on the counter attack where we could have just killed the game, got 4 or 5 just to really give ourselves a really strong position to move into next week and try and actually make a credible case for a finals charge. Because
Anyway, so no, just going back. So when Amos came in, you didn't rate, or you did rate his performance?
I thought it was okay.
We'll get into it.
He was okay.
Yeah, I thought it was okay, but can be better.
Se siente.
could be better, but we'll touch on it when we do our player ratings. But yeah, I was happy that we got a clean sheet.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
But also like,
Much better than a dirty sheet.
exactly. Yes.
yeah, I it's actually kind of funny that when you win a game so comfortably, there isn't actually a whole lot to discuss other than the game itself. There is no like, oh, if we had just done that, it's like, oh well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you stop it,
we don't have to go. Well, this player should have done this. Or that.
well, this plays shit, and I want him to.
Yeah.
I mean, since we have a bit more time at the end of this episode, I think it should
Which
be
mean the end.
towards
At
the end of
the
the
end.
episode.
Okay.
I think
Don't
we
worry,
can.
guys, we're not even halfway
I
there
think
yet.
we can probably briefly discuss at the end, at least. You know, this will be the last episode before the January transfer window opens. So there
This
is
is
expected
true.
to be a bit of business. Do we want to discuss that now or save that?
What was the player ratings?
We'll do. We'll,
There's some stuff that we can't say.
well, obviously, James, but-
I mean, it's pretty well rumored that we're close to signing or have signed Kolakovsky.
Well,
Yeah,
that one's been said.
That one's
by
been said.
Griffo.
No, there's
Like,
there's some more things that.
But we'll sort of go over like let's just go over like
yeah, we'll get
What
there.
we
We'll
think.
get we'll
Yeah.
get there in the end. But
not now.
are there any final thoughts on the Mariners game?
He's touching me.
I don't really have
What?
any negatives.
Oh,
James.
James.
Okay.
Okay,
He's
we'll-
here to meet a 15.
No, stop. Lads, okay. If anyone listening, I'm not a part of this. That was those two.
Mm.
You know what?
Thoughts?
Alex, just go.
Will?
No, I've lost my train of thought. Let's go.
Okay, final.
Choo choo. Josh, you go first, mate.
James, actually.
No, Josh, you go. Thoughts on the game?
Why is everyone putting the pressure on me?
No, Alex, you go then.
Oh fuck! Someone just
Keep in mind,
My
these
train of
two
thought, I was
guys,
about
the
to say.
whole game, were just like picking on each other.
Who, me?
Yeah,
No, you two,
Alex
yeah.
and Will.
I
I'm trying to watch
I
the
literally
game,
was
and I
just trying to film and watch the game, and
shut up, Will.
Will's
Shut up,
over there.
Alex.
Will's over there, fucking rage baiting. He's doing all this bullshit, bro.
Stop.
He's trying to act cool in front of the huz, i.e., his
Hey,
sister.
did you like
like-
Darren's number, by the way?
Oh. Dazza.
Yeah, and then
Okay,
all
can I
the
just say?
kids.
Can I just say? Whoever at the club decided to put Darren the robot full kit and give him the number 67, I hope you lose your job. Like, honestly, like, you deserve it.
He's about to lose his number.
Yeah, Darren the
Yeah.
robot got arrested for DUI, I heard, and
At the women's game.
Yeah, suspended sentence, which is why
Well,
he was
I
able to
mean,
make the game.
Someone
but-
at the club's about to take over his number, so he has to get a new number, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
someone else might be in the number 67.
Yeah.
So, can someone give their thoughts? on
Okay.
the game? Right.
I'll only give my thoughts if Alex doesn't get to give his.
Can you just go? Just give your thoughts, please.
prolong the episode, James. No.
Alright.
It was a very, 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 very good performance. Like, as a casual fan, you
Very,
probably would
very,
have gone
very
to
good.
that game and gone, "Wow,
I
that
might
was
come
good.
back next
I'm
week.
going to come back." It's one of those games where you're like, "Well, why wouldn't you?"
We got 8,000, 7,912.
Good.
Round it up to
Hopefully, it will say 8.
I was going to
Just-
say I got there quite
No,
late, and there were still people trying to get in, and there were people buying tickets at the gate. Like,
Mm.
Hopefully, next
Yeah.
week with the free tickets, we can maybe crack 10.
Two full. By the way,
oh, there's free tickets. next week?
we are Football
Yeah.
West and Perth Glory haven't done enough to advertise it, so we will.
We're gonna do it.
You can actually, if you played last season and you have a squatty ID, there's a promotion going on in which you
would
can
have
get
got-
2 free tickets.
Yeah. So
two
you would have
free
got
tickets
an email
for exchanging your
You
squatty
would have got
ID.
an email that has all the instructions. We'll put the link up, but you would have got an email from Football West that has a link to Ticket Master, I think it is.
Yep.
You put in your squatty code, and then you get 2 free
So
tickets.
if you played in Western Australia last year and you were registered to a club with Football West, check your emails. You'll get 2 free tickets, redeemable tickets that you can just get by putting in your squatty details. Turn up to the game because we might actually get a really good showing because 7,912. I understand it was a Saturday night.
Yeah.
So really good attendance. However, Friday night, school holidays, about 2 weeks before school holidays ends.
Yeah. And it's a blockbuster
I
game.
reckon we could get like
The
a
only
good
problem is
crowd.
that the Wildcats play at the exact same time.
Fuck, who cares about the fucking Wild?
Who cares about the Wildcats?
We're playing Illawarra.
I mean,
who cares?
another
man?
basketball
Oh, I really want to
reference.
see
I will.
35-year-old
I mean,
Bryce Cotton play
I-
He
his
doesn't even
ninth
play for them
season.
anymore.
I know, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I really want to see what was the
I don't know.
I don't even remember any of the players apart from Bryce Cotton. Apart from there was one big like dreadhead
Well, they are big.
guy. His name was like Mabul or some shit. I don't.
Alex Sarr.
No. It's like his first name was his first name was the same as his last name.
Shit.
It was
Bowl?
yeah, like Bob.
No, but he
No,
didn't
no.
really play for the Wildcats.
Something like that. I don't
Okay,
know,
this
it was
isn't a
bullshit.
Wildcats podcast,
What
is
did
it?
what did you think of the game?
I
This is
thought
the Wildcards.
No, I said Wildcats.
Oh, these are the Wildcards.
I thought that was an incredibly important performance, not only for our league status, which I think it definitely was,
Yes.
but also just the morale. I feel like
Morale.
I feel like the vibes around this squad have been quite good because now they're obviously, being able to prove to themselves that, hey, we actually are still able to win games.
Yep.
But it was more so the fact that I feel like this team genuinely needs to not only learn how to win games, but how to dominate games.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
that's a big problem I have with, I've been a very outspoken critic of, Graham Arnold and Tony Popovich with the Socceroos. And I'll say the reason for that is because I feel
Stale
like
football.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
stale football, but the problem with that is that you can learn how to get wins. Yes, you can learn how to compete and sort of frustrate big teams, but you never learn how to dominate
No.
games. You go up against, you have the Socceroos go up against Tajikistan. I'd say we're more likely to win 1 or 2-0 than to win 4 or 5, even though
Yep.
we could easily go double figures against them,
Mm.
which is crazy. But it's the actual sort of not only the style of play, but the culture that you have surrounding the team
Yeah.
is a culture of, okay, we go out there to scrap and get wins. We don't go out there to dominate.
Yep.
And that's the problem, is that you're never really going to get anywhere as an institution when every other sort of institution around you is saying, no, we're going to get better. We're going to look to actually go out there, dominate games,
But the
be
fact that
as
we're
effective and efficient as possible.
showing signs of a side
Absolutely.
that can dominate.
But that's why I'm saying that's why I don't look
That's
at
fair about
I don't
Popovich,
look at
yeah.
squads like MacArthur, for example, or Brisbane and say like, okay, well, this is a side that's going out there for pure domination.
Yep.
They're sides that are scrappy, yes.
Yep.
They get wins, yes. But they're not exactly sides that I think, if you were to keep the current management and everything 2, 3, 4 years down the line, they're going to be a squad that's performing just as well, because you
Yeah.
have squads like the Glory that you can see are clearly trying to build towards something bigger.
Yep.
And that's what the important thing is. I genuinely do think that having a squad that knows how to not only win tough
Scrappy,
games,
but also
but how
dominate.
to kick the shit out
Yep.
of poor teams
Yep.
is very important. That's what I
Definitely.
would hope that we'd be doing against Mariners, Phoenix, eventually down the line later in the season against Adelaide if
Yep.
possible. It's the type of games like that where you really want to be dominating.
Josh?
Sorry, I was just falling asleep listening
Wake
to
up!
I was trying to get my alarm to go off.
Man,
that. I mean, more to like what Alex was saying, like in terms of how good Perth being up the top is for the league. I mean, we saw Brisbane got, I think it was nearly 10,000 the last 2
Yeah.
games. If we really start to win, I think we can bring those crowds back. And this win, especially at home, was very, very important. In terms of like the game itself, this is the first time, obviously, I've seen us play so well as a complete team.
Yeah.
There's not really that much to it. Like, I don't know. I mean, genuinely, yeah, I just thought we played well as a team. I can't really I don't know what to say.
Fairs. Yeah, like we all said, like we've had games in the past where you're expected to dominate the crap team that you're playing against at home in front of a decent crowd, and we've not done that. We don't tend to play well in front of a decent crowd anyway.
No.
So the fact
And for 90 minutes.
Well, and that was the thing. It was a complete professional performance, and the thing that I really loved was just how defensively we didn't let up and give the Mariners a way back into the game. Yes, they had a little bit more towards the end of the game where they were having a little bit more momentum, but they never really turned it into anything meaningful.
Yeah.
I do also want to note, though, one player who was a real standout for me, and this isn't bias, Woods. Those few blocks he made, I think he blocked...
He blocked a few.
Yeah, you blocked a few.
So did Brian.
Him and Brian just had Sabat Noor on fucking...
He couldn't do shit.
I remember that one where he was just trying to dribble and he just walked out.
So I'm done.
What's the speed of what's the clip of speed when he's trying to dribble against Pogba? He's just like,
Pogba just kicks him.
No, but it was really strong to see us have a game that was built off the back of a strong defense, a midfield that didn't let up at all, and an attack that was showing a lot of signs of potential even without the likes of JK or Wales or Despo out there.
Freeney.
And Freeney. And that's the exciting thing for us when those guys are back, and Amos, when he's fully fit, I think will be a key part of the team. And I think we'll see a much higher standard of performance like we saw last season.
Yeah.
And it's going to give Griff a real selection dilemma moving forward when all those guys come
Giving
back.
me a dilemma.
And I don't want to like sound like I'm being negative, but obviously, I mean, Osler and Pennington still put in a good shift, but when we've got, Kucharski, Wales back, a bit more speed, I think will
there's no doubt
take us to another level.
No, yeah, because it gives you options, and that's the thing.
Because our thing is bench depth right now. And to have those two, even if they're willing to play a squad role, so having them off the bench, it will be.
The problem is we can't even play Pennington in his natural position anymore because we've got that many options. I don't think he falls in.
The last half hour.
The thing is, I think there's also going to be a big headache around sort of squad building because we discussed it with, Stan and Ratto a bit last night, just sort of
with the cap and
obviously
everything.
We're not going to say anything, but it is sort of going to be interesting to see what the actual sort of plans are with like who gets to stay on and who is going to be let go. Because if the 3 million hard cap does come in, which I'm leaning more towards saying that it probably won't, as much as the APL pushing for it. The PFA
we'll have to,
seemingly really.
I don't think it is because they've seen this year that like every other club has willingly spent less, and the quality's dramatically gone down.
They would be stupid to enforce a hard cap. They would be stupid to enforce a hard cap.
It would be league suicide.
The only reason to enforce a hard cap is the only reason you would enforce a hard cap in this stage is to reward the teams towards the bottom of the table for skimping out on money. Yeah. You are rewarding clubs for being mediocre with their spending and squad building, which actively hurts the quality of the league.
If anything, they should have a minimum hard cap because leagues don't.
There is a minimum.
I know there is, but I swear clubs don't spend enough. There are a lot of clubs that don't spend enough.
All I'm going to say is that I don't think punishing clubs that are willing to spend more to bring in better players to put promising young Australian players on really good wages so that you can then get higher transfer fees for them. That's not the right way of building your league.
I agree.
Yep. Look, I've said this on the podcast before and I'll say it again. The A-League could really benefit from having the A-League, as much as it's fun to have like every season anyone can beat anyone, it doesn't help the league.
No.
Because the reason that
we've seen a huge drop off in
exactly,
quality
but
this
the reason so many European leagues are good is because you have your big clubs. You go to the Premier League, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal,
all those clubs,
Man United, whatever. And then when you have one of those big teams that doesn't perform, it's like, holy shit, they're not performing. That means I can watch them versus relegation fodder, and I can watch relegation fodder actually challenge this big team.
Yeah.
That's why it's interesting. So when you go to an A-League game and you see your supposed big clubs are, Sydney, Melbourne, Western Sydney, all three of those clubs at some point within the last 5 years have been towards the bottom of the table.
Yeah.
The big teams don't have long spells of being absolute. Exactly.
Yeah.
Big teams can have spells where they're not good.
When they could spend. That was the thing, or like when they had a lot of cash.
Exactly. But if you're forcing a hard cap on a team like Western Sydney, Sydney FC, Melbourne Victory, it's like what's the value of having a big name club if they can't act like a big name club?
Get rid of the salary cap completely.
Bro, look at Sydney FC. Their they're doing a lot of good things for this league by spending and bringing in those big name, like
Absolutely.
not big name, but like those bigger players.
But
I'm
that's
confident they're cooking the books, but it's better for the
But
league.
this is the thing.
Yeah,
Imagine
100%.
imagine if there was the opportunity for us to bring in more visa players or just more players of, like, let's say, Tom Lawrence's level.
When you look at it, this is more indicative of not Glory being able to spend heaps of money, even though they do have a big squad. It's not indicative of them spending more money and being able
Yep,
to challenge.
yep.
It's very smart squad building to a certain degree. Yes, the squad is bloated and there's lots of players that are getting paid to not really do
Yep.
much. But for the players that are here, for the players that are performing, and for the young players especially,
Yep.
it's very, very intelligent squad building from Stan. I've got to give him credit because he's done a really good job this
Yep.
season to sort of plug a lot of gaps. So when you do look at next season and you say, okay, if the hard cap does come in, I think we're probably one of the better sort of setup sides for it in the league.
Yep.
But what the unfortunate thing is, I genuinely would prefer it if we just scrapped the cap altogether to a large degree.
Yeah.
Because I understand if you're going to have squads like Central Coast or Wellington that aren't going to spend huge amounts.
Yeah.
But
They can
they're not
focus
going
on
to they're not going to
development,
spend
yeah.
huge amounts regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I
Even
mean?
when they won the treble, they didn't spend a huge amount.
Exactly.
No.
The Mariners won the
It's just
treble and then
smart
got rid of
business,
half
you know.
of their squad and replaced them with fucking James Donaghy.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not good. It's not sustainable.
But yeah,
you can't
it's-
have squads like that
well,
that are unwilling to actually become
I know,
big clubs
and it's
to stay at the top of the league.
it's more of a discussion for, you know, with the APL. They've got the new CEO, and that's something that, you know, I'll be intrigued to see what they do for next season and beyond. We'll jump on the player ratings. So, by the way, Tom Lawrence was the man of the
I'm
match.
gonna jump on Will's fucking head if he keeps doing this shit.
Tom Lawrence was the man of the match with 64% of the vote. So, Matt Sutton, you guys gave him a 7.6. We gave him a 7. Shabel Shamoon, you guys gave him a 7.4. We
What did you
gave
guys give?
Yeah, Matt Sutton, I think I gave him a 7.5. What did you guys give him?
I gave him a 7.
I think I gave him a 6.
I don't. Well, no. That's
Oh no, 7. No, hold on, we all gave him a 7.
No,
No.
I gave him a 6. So
Okay.
one of you, if you gave him a 7.5, one of you would have given him a 7.5, and one of you would have given him a 7.
Let me check. Oh wait, no, I gave him an 8.
Then you would have given him a 6.5.
Got a clean sheet, man.
Maybe
Like,
that right, yeah.
But he made 0 saves.
yeah, I know. But
Yeah, he's
so-
done his job well.
Okay, so here's the thing.
He made
right?
0
I just want to say why I gave him an 8 because I remember now because it was very late when I did these ratings. I thought his distribution was fantastic.
His distribution was really good.
Yeah.
So I gave everyone no one got below a 7 because I was like, as a whole team we did really well except for like a couple of players off the bench. who
But
played
that's
like
just
5
by
minutes.
default.
By
yeah.
default.
Yeah.
Because that was a fantastic team performance. I just thought there was that one chance that he did a fantastic ball over the top to Tommy.
Yeah.
Which was actually when he hit the post, I'm pretty sure.
Actually, no. That's
If
right,
his
that is right.
distribution was bad, he would have made
maybe-
more saves.
Maybe
So-
maybe
Yeah.
maybe it was a bit harsh, but at the same time,
Yeah.
it's like I want to try and be more ruthless with these player ratings
I
because we got
understand
people
that.
like Josh that are giving out fucking eights to bench players.
No,
like-
7s.
No, I know. So
No,
No,
but
I
we-
gave
but we-
all
but-
7s to my
Yeah.
bench players. You
I
can't give them 5s. That's harsh.
If they don't
No,
do
it's
anything,
the
it's the
average.
What do you mean if they
It's
don't?
the average.
The average rating, that's just what you get when you don't perform.
The reason I gave everyone 7 or higher because we said at the game I thought everyone was going to be getting 7s.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what we all said. So I was like, oh, okay, fair. So let's just do it based on 7 then. And then you guys gave him a 6.
I didn't say that.
Shabel Shamoon, you guys gave him a 7.4. We gave him a 7.9.
James, what happened to the Matt Sutton?
Oh, do you want me? Because I'm trying to elongate it so
Just-
that
just-
I can
just
have the graphic
keep
that
going.
can go for 10 seconds.
Keep going.
Brian Caltech, you guys gave him an 8.2. We gave him a 9. Scott Wooden, you guys gave him an 8. We gave him an 8.9. Sam Sutton, you guys gave him a 7.3. We gave him an 8. Reece Bozanovsky, you guys gave him an 8.1. We gave him an 8.6. Gio Diabriu, very impressive performance. You guys gave him an 8.7. We gave him a 9. Nick Pennington, you guys gave him a 7.8. We gave him a 7.5. Adam Taggart, now this is a admin error on my part because I had Arion Soleimani twice. So we're just going to get you guys gave him a 7.9 and we gave him an 8
Sorry.
What?
What do you mean
For Taggart,
7.9?
for tags.
Yeah, but how did they give him a 7.9 if we didn't put him in?
What did we give Pennington?
7.5.
What did you give him?
I gave him about a 6 or 7.
Right, moving on.
Yeah. Tom Lawrence, you guys gave him a 9. We gave him a 9.4. Trent Osler, you guys gave him a 6.8. We gave him a 6.9. Luke Amos, you guys gave him a 6.4. We gave him a 6.8.
That's all James.
What?
How's he got a 6.8?
Alex gave him a 6.5.
I gave him a 6.
I gave him a 7. Because I thought he came on and had a very good cameo.
You had a good cameo.
Okay.
6.5.
Arian Suleimani.
That's probably more fair.
You guys gave him a 5.6. We gave him a 6.2. Zach Lizalewski, you guys.
What did you guys rate Soleimani, by the way? Because I only gave him a 5.
I gave him a 7.
I gave him a 7.
I gave, because I thought we agreed that it would be 7 rounds the board, except for the last few that came on because they didn't have much of a chance to play. But Amos and Suleimani.
Yeah, Amos got a chance to play and he played well, and you're
That's why
giving
I
him
gave
a
him a
6.
And that's why I gave him a 7.
I gave him a
That's why I
7 and
gave
a
him a
half.
7.
6.5.
Yeah.
But Soleimani, I thought he did well, to be fair to him. It's just he didn't really have a lot of output. But to be fair, he wasted a bit of his time out on the right wing.
Yeah, it just isn't his position.
Fair.
So,
right.
yeah.
If I had known that we weren't doing 7s across the board for everyone, like
Fair
we
enough.
agreed.
I didn't agree with shit.
Teddy Kazamba, congratulations for making your professional
You didn't
debut.
do Zach.
I did do Zach.
No, you didn't.
5.6. So the fans gave him a 5.6. We gave him a 6.2.
Yep.
Teddy Kazamba, you guys gave him a 5.3. We gave him a 5.9. Gabriel Popovich, you guys gave him a 4.6. We gave him a 5.
Okay, wait. People rated him lower than a 5 in the few minutes he was on.
You
Yes.
guys are
Why do
fucking-
you hate
guys
him
take the
so
piss, man.
much?
You guys take the piss. You guys need to respect Gabriel Popovich.
What
And
did
then,
you give him?
5.
I gave him a 5. I'm just saying anything lower than a 5
Mate,
is a bit
he didn't have a lot to do. Like he did his job. He did his job. He came on, held up play a bit well, played a few nice passes,
the
but
baby
like,
you see me balling spin.
oh yeah, the Cruyff turn, yeah.
Yeah.
that's right.
Anyway.
Should give him a 7 for that.
Yeah, I gave him a 5.
Adam Griffiths, you guys gave him a 9.1. We gave him a 9.4.
Hooray.
So there we go.
Right.
Right, that's it for Epic Namj. Let's move on
Brisbane.
to Brisbane.
Fucking hell, that is going to be a blockbuster and a half.
Ooh, yes.
Definitely. I mean, so Brisbane have lost their last 3. I watched them play against Auckland, and I thought they were genuinely hopeless. Just on the ball, they were hopeless. And yes, I know they've played 4 games in 10 days, and look, that's tough for any team to manage. But
I think it's the wheels are starting to fall off at Brisbane.
I don't know
Because you can't
Valkanis is losing his head.
you can't just part the thing is their attack is poo. They have no attacking options.
I'd agree with that because they didn't have Vidic.
I don't think it's even that. I just think the attitude around the squad is just it's not a positive environment.
What it's like because I
Zadkovic,
replied this
welcome
to Jacob because he was talking about after the City game like how he was feeling obviously aggrieved that they weren't getting the rub of the green with the referees' decisions, and I'm like, yeah, but this siege mentality shit that Valkanis is implementing, it was good for the first part, but it's like there's only one path where it ends afterwards. It's going to get to a point where it's toxic. There's not one game where they haven't had a bust up on the pitch. You got Valkanis picking fights with people on the touchline, the whole team picking fights. And I just think, look, it's a game that we have to be ready for, that they're probably going to come with a back 5, defending deep and try and transition with whatever they have.
I do think that we do have a bit of an advantage in the fact that they no longer have Lucas Harrington. I think that is a big plus
Ability
for
looks
us.
very shaky the last
He
few games.
is very shaky. He has been very shaky.
I don't know what's the story with Jay O'Shea. I think he's got a foot injury. They don't have their Serbian midfielder, Milorad Stajic. Is that right?
Stajic, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's out for some time.
Yeah.
So their midfield, I think, is gettable. Their front line, again, I was watching them trying to attack against Auckland. I was like,
Very slow.
Very slow, and just they tried to rush a lot. Like there was lots of times where Henry Hall was trying to play in Chris Long, and it just wasn't working.
Yeah.
This is a game where I'd expect Brisbane to be far more organised behind the ball than the Mariners were. So I think it's going to be even more important that we start fast and start aggressive and get into their heads.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also think that it would be an interesting point of contention as to obviously this game is taking place on January 16th, the day that the transfer window opens.
Yeah.
We've seen plenty of rumours that Brisbane are back in for Nicholas D'Agostino.
Yeah.
If they rock up with D'Agostino on the first day of the transfer window and he plays against us,
I doubt it.
I doubt it as well.
I think it's too soon.
Well, I
For-
don't
just for
really
him.
think because he's been training with Viking. He hasn't really been injured. He's been in and around the Socceroos camp.
But
if you have him over with the squad now,
But it was more so about him. Like, would you really want him to fly out to Perth, like come to Brisbane?
Why is he
and
getting
fly?
loaned
Why
out? Because I
not?
thought he was doing well at Viking.
I don't think he was playing much.
he
at
wasn't
Viking.
playing. He wasn't getting.
I think
minutes.
he was last season, or like there was a
Yeah,
period
but then
of time where he was
he's
doing
just-
okay. And
Yeah,
then
he's just been on and off with injuries, so he's never
Yeah.
really had a consistent run.
But some thoughts on Brisbane across the panel. What do we think?
I think that at the end of the day, you have to respect where they are on the ladder, which is above us.
Yeah,
But I think if you look at form and you just look at the kind of football they're playing,
it's turgid.
it's a bit naff. Like,
Yep.
I'm very happy that they are doing well in terms of getting, support back in. They sold out. Where they go?
Redcliffe.
Yeah,
Redcliffe, they
KO,
sold
is that
out
right?
there.
KO.
Yeah, whatever it was. But they did really well in terms of like fan engagement, and they've done really well to.
They're doing well in that part. Yeah.
I think they're another club like us, and they have the potential to be a.
Yeah, well, they're the only Queensland team, right?
Exactly.
So teams like that are special. Your Adelaides, your Brisbanes, your Perths. Like there's the only team in that state.
Yeah.
So they're always going to have a bit more merit and a lot more ability to get fan support. But in saying that, it is away from home. They're going to be probably absolutely still knackered because they're having to fly all the way to Perth as well.
Yeah.
Like, I would be surprised if they put up a good fight. I think they'll try with the back five. I think we'll see very similar styles of play that we saw, similar to what the Mariners did to us that first time, 1-0.
And we're not
Just
writing them
drop
off.
back. No, of course not. No, I think, I
It'd
think
be foolish of us to write them off. That's
Henry Hoare seems to have a thing.
Yep.
To always play well against Perth. And Long, in my opinion, is a quality attacker.
Yep.
On when he gets the right service, as a former Everton boy as well, like he holds a special place. But
Yep.
I think they'll put up a decent fight, more than the Mariners, but I would be upset if we didn't get all 3 points.
I'd be interested in seeing what sort of value they provide from wide areas as well, because I do like their wing-back pairing, McGarry and Salas. I do think that that's one of the better fullback/wing-back
They
pairings in
barely
the
got
league.
forward against Auckland.
That's what I'm going to say.
That is also
That's Auckland. Auckland does have a knack for being very strong defensive-wise and not allowing sort of wide players to get into the game.
That's the thing in the sense of transition. They didn't really send that many numbers forward.
Yeah,
that was the thing.
Look,
that was
I think it's definitely going to be a tight game. I don't think we're going to see anything close to what we did against the Mariners with like a 3-0 scoreline and free-flowing attacking football. And that's why I do think that this is going to be a rough game for guys like Taggart and guys like Lawrence to actually be able to sort of get in between and find that space. I think this is going to be a big game once again for the double pivot. But I also think the key to this game is going to be how much you can get out of Shamoon and Sutton. Because while they do play a back five, yes, they do have a tendency to sort of get dragged out of position a few times to sort of mark their players.
Yep.
I do think if you can get them in behind, that'd be good. Obviously, they're going to play probably like that 5-4-1 that they've been playing.
Yep.
Absolute dog shit. So you do have to be clinical with the chances that you do have.
Yep.
Set pieces, we got to be strong. And also I'd like to see the boys have a few more chances or a few more shots from the edge of the box. Just give it a ping, see what we can do.
Get a bit of chaos action like with Taggart.
100%.
Because you never know, a shot might spell out like we saw for Lawrence where...
Absolutely.
He could have...
Yeah.
Arguably should have.
Josh, what are your thoughts on Brisbane?
I don't think he's expecting.
I think obviously, like I said earlier, don't write them off. But current form, right, like now, I think it's definitely gettable.
Oh yeah, at the start of the season, like the first 5 rounds have been like, oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
But now it's like,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of like, now that we've beaten Mariners, I do think that they will be a bit like, oh shit, like Perth are playing well, so let's not write them off either.
and Perth also do get a whole week at home without having to leave Perth.
Yeah.
No travel.
I do think it's definitely gettable. Maybe like 2-1 win.
Well, I enjoyed hearing what Griff was saying post game, where he was obviously not trying to discredit us winning against the Mariners, but he was sort of like, it won't mean shit if we don't back it up.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's like, you've got a team in Brisbane who are right now in a vulnerable
We got to
position.
start beating finals teams, top 6
You
teams.
have to, and Brisbane they've
we
got
have been to be.
they've
fair.
got a game in hand, but beating teams at home.
No,
at
we have
home.
a game in hand on that.
No, they have a game in hand. Well, sorry, we have a game.
we have a game in hand.
Yep. So we can.
Yeah.
There's a possibility of us potentially leapfrogging them. So
Ribbit.
you know, it's something. I think this is it's a little bit of a danger game with just how aggressive and physical they are, because I don't think technically they're going to outmatch us, but it's one where we've just got to be on it from the start, and we've got to play in a similar way in that first half like we did against Mariners, but ideally for the whole 90 and really push them to the sword. And if we can get those players back that we think we might get in JK and Despo, and
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I think that's going to be a huge boost to us. And then obviously Will come back as well. So
Yep.
And also, I just want to note, this is sort of off topic, that full-time post on Instagram, you had Qua, Jalen all commenting, all the like old boys, that made me so happy to see.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think, I posted on, I think it was the Glory Days Instagram, that when the tyrant was fired, the war is over. And I think it's true because I just think the camaraderie was just through the floor.
Yep.
When it was all going to crap and there was no real support for the players that were getting frustrated. It didn't feel like they had any outlet other than just getting angry on the pitch.
Yep.
Or looking upset on the pitch. And I think Griffo had seen how bad it was and has really focused on really pushing morale over most things.
Easily.
And that's been really good because you can now see the vibes. Even before we started winning these games,
You could sense
You
that
could
something
sense
was
that
coming.
people were happy. You know, those couple of losses we had, it wasn't like they weren't trying. They seemed like they were willing to
They were
put their
backing
best
each
foot
other. That
forward.
was probably the
Yeah,
big thing.
they were backing each other. They
Yeah.
felt like there was hope again. And I really think that that's what his main focus was, is to bring the joy.
Because there's always
back
been,
into the
there's always
squad.
been, like, this is the crazy thing. There's always been belief in the players. Even like
Yes, of
when
course.
Driller was the coach, it was
Look
like,
at the
well,
squad, man. Of
finals, like
course
this,
there is.
this should be the objective.
Yes.
And you know, again, if we want to really show that we can be a finals team, no excuses. You've got to go and beat Brisbane at home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's like if you play that well against Mariners, then why can't you then do something similar against Brisbane next
Yeah.
week?
Brisbane do have a tendency as well when they do concede one, they concede more. Like
this is true.
Well, we're starting to see it now, I
it is
think.
becoming a pattern when they do hold out for dear life, but when they do concede, they tend to concede more.
Well, you've seen this with Wellington. You saw it against Auckland, obviously. So
Yeah.
it's something that
So it is going to be a tough game because Brisbane do have that sort of ability to shut out a game, frustrate a team,
definitely.
hit them on the counter through guys like Vidic and guys like Chris Long. I think the later it gets into the game, the more, well, obviously no shit, the later it gets into the game, the less likely you are to score. But in terms of how I think the game could pan out, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this will either be like a 1-0 or a 3-0 because
yeah, fair.
I
Well,
genuinely
we said
wouldn't
that
even
about
be
the Mariners as well, to be fair.
That
I
is,
think
that
it
is what I
applies
said
more
about the
for
Mariners.
this one,
but
to be fair.
I
Just
do
without
I do
Brisbane
I do
defend.
think so, just because with how deep Brisbane sit, they have a very, very good ability to frustrate teams.
Just get
I think if you manage to get the lead in the first half, you can easily get 3 or 4 against this Brisbane
Ideally,
side. But
we
if they
get 1-0
drag it
lead.
out late,
Yeah.
I think it's either 0-0 or 1-0 either way.
So, Josh, you went with a 2-1 win.
2-1.
I'm going to say 2-0 to Perth.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Touch wood. Alex?
Like I said,
Yeah.
if we score first half, I think we can win at 3-0. If we don't score first half, I'd say it's either 0-0 or 1-0 to either side.
2-0.
Perth?
I think
Another
we'll get-
clean sheet.
I think so. I think we're going to build off of that clean sheet. I think that's a massive confidence boost.
Yep.
I think we should have arguably had a couple more clean sheets this season. We just got unlucky.
Yep.
Melbourne City.
I think, Melbourne City. I think you could even argue some of those losses we had at home. The Mariners, Thunder bastard, the
Adelaide as well.
Adelaide. There's a few games, even the Sydney game.
Even the Sydney game.
You could argue that they were just really unlucky goals to concede. So I think we will keep another clean sheet. I think hopefully Griff will be nailing into the boys and saying, look, this is a team down on form. They're tired. We've had a whole week at home.
No excuses.
There is no excuse here to not get a clean sheet, to not dominate the game, to not get 3 points. Let's go out there and just...
Because the next 4 games, we've got Brisbane at home, Western Sydney away, Auckland at home, Macarthur away.
Yeah.
There are some finals teams, definitely Auckland and Macarthur. Those are some sides that, we've got to... Because, again, I don't want this to be like... I don't want to sound harsh, but I don't want this to be like fake form, if that makes sense.
Of course.
In the sense, like, you want...
You beat the shit teams, but you don't beat the big
Okay,
teams.
but
especially at home as well. Like, it's got... Like, this has to
Yeah.
lead to something because it's like we've not seen us play like this or have this much momentum as being a potential finals team in years.
I think Sydney away, whenever that is, I know it's in the next month, I believe it is, or next month and a half.
It's
April.
Macarthur
No,
game.
that's April.
Was it in
Oh,
April?
sorry, you mean Western Sydney or Sydney FC?
Sydney, I thought.
Sydney
Is that not till April, is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
okay.
play Sydney FC away in April.
Western Sydney, I'm going into it with a fairly open mind.
I mean, Western Sydney might sign a couple players in January. We don't know.
They have to.
They don't have a choice. They might sack
go
them
quite
there
strong.
and then bring someone in and let him sign a few players to try and turn the season around. But
Yeah.
no, I think in a realistic world, in an ideal world, Perth will go out and stamp their foot down and say, no, this is HBF Fortress, as
Got to get it. We have
We've got to
to
get it back, and I think hopefully it'll be a really big
before
crowd
we
too.
have those 4 away games consecutively in a row.
And also on that point with the crowds, we must win this game convincingly.
Oh yeah.
With all the people that were going to be coming in with the free tickets, we want them to come back.
We don't want a repeat of last season's Melbourne victory where we had that brief period after the second half where we looked decent and then oops, 2-0 loss.
Like if we win this Brisbane game and then let's say we win 2 of those games away, then that's a big crowd we're going to return to. We'll be finals. It's coming on close to
the ideal scenario of this game is you get a 10,000 plus crowd with the free tickets and you get a convincing win. If you can get both of those things, you're setting yourself up.
You could set yourself up for 10k crowds for the rest of the season,
especially that Auckland game. Like it's top of the table.
Yeah.
Might as well wrap it up there.
Nah, we'll touch briefly on transfers.
No.
We've got time. Obviously, there's numerous players that are in and around the squad that either have contracts coming up and or are just not involved.
Thank you guys for watching.
No. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Gio Diabreu be added on a contract before the end of the season.
Yeah, well, no
especially after
shit,
this form.
Alex.
Cheers, mate.
We're just upset because you want to go and get a Red Bull and the machine is not working.
Yes.
Yeah, watch your space.
Don't say that.
I don't think we're going to be making any signings outside of Kolakovsky, but I do think Gio will get a contract, which is nice. In terms of outgoings, I honestly don't think we're going to see that much in January.
No, I think the floodgates are going to open at the end of the season. To be honest,
end of the season.
Yeah.
With the NPL season not currently on as well, I don't foresee there being any exits.
So if the cap isn't the hard cap doesn't end up happening, which I mean I haven't really heard anything from.
Nothing's been finalised.
Nothing's been finalised, and you'd think by like the A League would finalise it. They'd be like, it's going in because they can't just be like,
they want it to be set in stone, but the PFA is
PFA going
threatening legal action.
So,
pretty much.
Okay. Yeah. But do we think that affects like how many players?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
because if you have a 3 million hard cap, realistically your squad is probably between 23 and 25 players, but at least like 6 to 8 of those are maybe going to be, youth players. Scholarship deals. But I think the important thing to note is that if you do have that hard cap come in place, you look at the players that are coming off contract at the end of the season. You got Lockie Wales, Tom Lawrence, Adam Taggart, Luke Amos, Nicholas Pennington, like some senior players there that are on good chunks of money.
Yep.
You can't keep all of them. Especially if you're having a 3 million hard cap, you cannot keep all those players.
It's just
it's about like picking and choosing where you need those players. And the good thing is about this squad is that you look at the players that could be going out, i.e. you look at Amos and O'Neill. You've got young players like Bozza, Freeney. You've got Gio Diabreu. You've got Timmins to provide cover on a 3-year deal. Like, you've got players that they can cover. If you have Pennington that goes out, you look at players that can probably play his role in the left wing at least decently well. You got Despo. Despo that's there. You've got lots of players that are going out, but I think we've also got quality enough youth that we're replacing the guys that could go out. Risdon, for example, going out. We've got Kazamba now coming through.
Don't say that.
It is a sad fact, but it is a fact.
Yeah.
But like there are several players that could even get sold. Like, we're not even talking about the fact that on this form, it is very likely that Bozanovsky could go. Freeney could go. Gio Diabreu could go.
Yeah.
Labib had interest before this season, so he could go as well.
Yeah, definitely. But I think it's going to be interesting, and I hope that Stan and Rado and the club can get it right with the players that we have for next season, so that this season with the squad that we do have and the quality that we do have isn't just a one-off. So be interesting to see what happens moving forward. In terms of January business for anyone at home, anything to look out for, we would mainly say Steph Kolakovsky, when that deal does go over the line. We're just waiting on it to be announced pretty much at this stage. Matt Sutton. There's going to have to be an update on that at some point. There needs to be because of the contract goes on actually Brisbane. Brisbane's the last game. So his injury replacement deal actually I think expires the day before or the morning of the Brisbane game. Well, 16th. So that's when the window opens. He will have to be on a deal by then. If he's not on a deal by then it's very likely we could actually see Ryan Warner starting against Brisbane. We'll see.
Or Birighitti and we lose.
Stiff.
And
okay,
in
that
terms
was a
of
bit mean,
in
sorry.
terms of other deals, probably not going to be any mutual terminations this
I
window.
doubt there'll be any many incomings either. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
I seriously doubt that as well.
'Cause
Look, maybe there will be a few outgoings in terms of like squads just looking to tighten up their depth in January.
Maybe.
You do have a few injuries, so you could see a few guys that aren't in and around the squad going at this stage. But I don't think there's going to be anything in particular.
No. But I think this will be a fairly quiet window.
I think it will be. Just watch for a Diabreu contract, a Matt
Hopefully,
Sutton contract extension. Gabriel Popovich,
Kolakovsky
his contract
return.
does expire, so
Yep,
we'll
probably.
see if he gets an extension to his deal, and Kolakovsky, whether or not he comes in. But that should be all for transfer business, and that
Yeah.
should be all for the
Pretty much,
episode.
yeah.
No,
Let-
guys, we've still got 30 minutes. What else can we talk about?
I think we just kiss.
I think we
honestly.
just
Oh, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into episode 48 of the Glory Days podcast. A bit of a shorter episode compared to our last couple.
No, it's
Marathon
because we
episode.
set up earlier. Normally
Yeah,
we start
true.
later.
No, we didn't start late. To
Yeah,
start.
yeah. As opposed to the last ones that have been like 1 hour and 45 minute
was an
long,
hour and 20.
Yeah.
feature length film-esque
Jesus
podcast
Christ.
episodes.
Yeah.
But,
The shorter the better.
debatable. But thank you all so much for the support that we've been getting on the podcast. Up to I think 316 subscribers now.
I think so. And we had plenty
Glory
of
Days
listens.
316 says subscribe to the podcast right now. Please get us to
That's the
1,000
bottom line.
subscribers so that we can earn money
Money.
and put that towards Studio High because they just upped the prices of Studio High.
Bastards.
Anyways, leave your comments down below on anything that you would like us to mention on future episodes, or just let us know that you're enjoying the episode.
Or let us know that
rate
our
my
opinions
fit
sit.
as well.
They're shit.
What do we reckon of this fit, lads? Or what are we saying?
I'm pretty embarrassed for you that you have to go on the train an hour back home.
Anyways, we appreciate you all tuning in. We will see you all next week after the Brisbane game, hopefully off the back of another
Fingers
really
crossed.
good win. And until then, it is bye for now.
Cheers.